The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Mingy Beef Jerky, Panel Swim Shop, P-Rats, PrepSpin.com, Rafferty's, Raising Cane's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Hello, welcome into the Scholastic Ball Report. Gary Ball with Chris Wolf. He's the head coach of the #1 team in the state. Drove all the way from Louisville, Kentucky to be with us. Your male team's for real this year, Coach.
Well, it's early on, but we've passed some tests.
You're 6-0. You're undefeated. You've already defeated Trinity, so you've got some more tests down the road, but you've got a really good, solid ball club.
Well, we play in what I consider the toughest district in the state, so there's still a lot to be played, but we're doing pretty well right now.
Our feature's on Wandale Robinson from Western Hills, and I tell you what, he's a talented back, Coach.
Well, I've heard a lot of good things about him. Heard he's explosive. Everybody wants him, so.
He's been offered by Alabama, so he must be pretty good.
Yeah, Saban usually picks some good ones.
That's right. Laura Crutchfield and Ryan Duke are here in one of our most popular segment because we highlight scholar athletes. They're from Woodford County. What a great institution over there in Versailles.
Oh, I love Woodford County.
Well, what is it? What's the main thing?
Just the horse farms, and yeah, it's just a beautiful area.
And they've got more governors over there in Woodford County than any other county in the state.
Oh, that's what I hear, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And we've got another Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. So we head down 27 to Sutherland Chevrolet. And Dr. Austin Stone is in from UK Sports Medicine. We're going to talk to him, Rob Ullery and I tell you what, he does a great job there.
Well, that's great.
And we've got the wrap-up, Coach, but we know what you want. You want the best highlights in the state of Kentucky. We call it Game Time here at WKYT, and it's brought to you by Central Bank.
Now to two teams that really don't like each other. In fact, they're going to be swiping left on each other. Scott County and Henry Clay. The Cardinals, they've won 10 in a row in this series with the Blue Devils. The last time the Blue Devils beat Scott County back on September the 10th, 2010. Scott County would capitalize on its first possession of the game. Austin Barnett following his blockers straight up the middle. He's got a date for 6. 7-0 Cardinals. Henry Clay would look to answer on their first possession. DJ Van Horn doesn't see an open receiver looking downfield, so he's just going to take matters into his own hands. That right there is a 39-yard scamper all the way down to the 1-yard line. However, the Blue Devils would only manage a field goal on that possession. More from the Cardinals. Barnett this time from 2 yards out. He's going to dive across for the touchdown. Unfortunately, I had to leave then because it really got interesting in the second half because look at that score right there. Henry Clay in a rout, 51-27, snaps that 10-game losing streak to Scott County.
Welcome back into our Team of the Week. It's the Louisville Male Bulldogs. I want to thank Bob Roberts Insurance. They're out in Richmond, Kentucky. They're on Main Street. They insure 3/4 of this great state of Kentucky. Speaking of this great state, all the way from Louisville, Kentucky, Chris Wolf from Male High School. Coach, appreciate you coming all the way down here and joining us on our little show here.
Well, I appreciate you having me back. It's been a couple of years, but we're glad to be back.
Coach, this team is nothing if it's not resilient, and they're pretty strong in all phases of the game.
Well, this team is one of the things I was telling you off mic there was, you know, we've gone 24 quarters of football this year against some really talented teams, and we've only given up a touchdown in one of those quarters. So we've had 23 quarters of football without giving up a touchdown. It's something pretty remarkable to have a defense like that.
It is, Coach, and you also made a believer out of me when Trinity only got a field goal against you.
That's right, and that was the first time they've been shut out as far as a touchdown in almost 20 years.
Talk to us about these young men that you brought with us.
Well, these are our leaders. Garrett Dennis is our quarterback, and Garrett's a converted running back. He played running back, he played Y, he played outside receiver, he played slot receiver for us, he played F for us. He's played all 6 positions, and he's having a fantastic year. About 16 touchdowns, 1 interception, 2 interceptions now,
wow,
and 70% completion.
Right.
And Dallas Douglas is my outside linebacker. Dallas leads us in tackles for loss. He's up there in sacks, and he's just a guy that plays on the edge and plays with some great leverage and really gets pressure on the quarterback, but his quickness to really contain the rush too. So these two guys, just their personalities are really what we're about, I guess.
Yeah, and just meeting them before the show, they're great young men, and that's what you're talking about there. But let's start with Garrett. And Garrett, you know, how is your quarterback style? Are you a pocket passer? Are you a mobile quarterback? And how does that your quarterbacking style fit into the offense at Male?
Well, I feel like my game is definitely based around being a mobile quarterback, but like the program Coach Wolf put us through this offseason, like all the quarterbacks, I feel like it's definitely like developed us as like more pocket passers. And
Dallas, you guys held Trinity to a field goal.
Yes, sir.
So that made a believer in me, okay, about your defense. And then Coach made a bigger believer to me when he said you've only given up one touchdown to all these good teams you've played. How do you guys do this? How's your defense so stout?
It's the work that we put in during the week, during practice. Even over the weekend and Saturday mornings, we're here early at school, putting in the work when other people are sleeping. So we just get it going, and that's how we win games through the week.
Coach, you're currently ranked #1 in the state of Kentucky. You're the #1 ranked team, the Male Bulldogs. How do you keep the team motivated, or does the district you play in just keep your team self-motivated?
Well, we talked about that today. I mean, we play in a really tough district. There's no weeks off for us. Every team that we face in our district, PRP, Butler, Manual, St. X, that's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
They all have players, so you got to bring it every week.
Garrett, Male has had some great quarterbacks over the years. Have any of these quarterbacks from the past helped you with your quarterbacking skills?
Well, with the 4 years I've been there, I think when I was a freshman from the state team, Hayden Shelton was the most person that made an impact, like with me watching him, showing the leadership and what it takes to like have a state team, with like seeing him stay after every day, throwing with his receivers, and it like gave me a good example of what I need to do.
Yeah, I remember him. He was pretty darn good.
Yeah, that's right. He's doing a good job at Georgetown College.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Dallas, you know, defense wins those championships. Offense sells tickets. You don't want to sell a lot of tickets. You want to win championships.
Exactly.
How can the defense step up even more so at playoff time?
I think that we can just make more plays, create more turnovers, because I know we're a little bit lacking in that area. So that's a part of, I guess, that's a fun part of defense for me, when you get that ball back, take it away from them. So
yeah, it's a good point.
Coach, you know, Male's always good, and this year no exception. I mean, there's a reason you're #1 in the state. How are you going to carry that rating further for you guys in the playoffs?
Well, it's a week-by-week thing. That's the boring cliche talk, but it really is. You know, we got bumped in the second round of playoffs last year, and you just cannot overlook anybody. And you're talking about 16-year-old kids. I mean, you've really got to keep them focused.
Well, Coach, Mingy Beef Jerky wants to present you with the Mingy Beef Jerky.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. You came all the way from Louisville and you got some Mingy Beef Jerky. Thanks, guys. Great job.
Thank you.
That's the Male Bulldogs. They are the #1 team in the state of Kentucky. Now we're going to this feature. It's on Wandale Robinson. He's out at Western Hills. He's pretty good.
Having some individual success is always so fun. Obviously, I'm in the running for Mr. Football, so trying to put up a couple numbers just to make me stand out, so that's been all good.
Western Hills running back Wandale Robinson has been all good and then some this season. The Kentucky Mr. Football hopeful has done a little bit of everything for his team.
Every week I'm involved in the offense, having me do a lot of different things. This week they had me catching the ball a little bit more and throwing the ball a little bit more.
On Friday night in a win over Woodford County, Robinson accounted for 7 touchdowns, 4 rushing, 2 receiving, and 1 passing, and 330 yards of total offense. On defense, he had 4 solo tackles, 6 assisted tackles, and 1 interception.
You know, he's been a special athlete. You know, even when starting out his freshman year, he was able to make plays, and I think it's just built up, you know, all the way to, you know, this senior year, and he's able to do it on offense and defense.
It's that versatility that has coaches like Nick Saban, Mark Stoops, Urban Meyer, and Jim Harbaugh competing for his commitment.
Being able to play multiple positions, obviously I see I get in the end zone a lot, so that's obviously attracting the colleges that like to touchdown. So really just being able to play running backs in the slide, out wide receiver, punt return, kick return, just doing a lot of different things in the offense.
Robinson has a big decision to make for his football future. and he's taking the recruiting process in stride.
I'm one of the very few people in this country that have the opportunity to play at some schools, and so I really take everything in. I mean, you obviously have to like it. If you don't like it, then you're really kind of throwing your gift away. So I'm really enjoying it.
Lee K. Howard, WKYT.
Welcome back in. Gary Ball with Abby Rasmussen, my intern out of Lafayette High School. And our Scholar Athletes, one of our most popular segments, are from Woodford County High School. Congratulations for being selected there. Darren Douglas and Dennis Johnson selected you guys, and congratulations for that. Let's start with you, Laura. You have amazing teachers there at Woodford County High School. Is there any one teacher in particular that has influenced you?
Maybe not one particular teacher, but I've had a lot of good social studies teachers and math teachers that have just taught me a lot about writing and about speaking well, and that's been really good for school.
You have a class, something like that, right? Something like broadcasting or?
Oh yes, I'm in a media broadcast, and that's been a really fun class. I really like learning about just like shooting and editing is a lot different than I thought it would be, and so learn a lot about interviews.
Right.
Yeah.
Ryan, you keep high grades and play multiple sports. Can you tell us a little bit about how you do that?
Yeah, really for me what it's been is a lot of good time management and just staying focused. You've got a time where you've got to focus on school. You know, you start out in the morning, all throughout the day you've got school, and then right when practice comes you've got to change your mindset and focus on getting what you need to do in practice done, and then right when you go back home you got to go back to school.
Laura, you not only play volleyball, you swim too there at Woodford County High School. You've had some big wins this year in volleyball. Tell us about the season so far. You also carry a 4.1 grade point average weighted. So.
Well, this year for volleyball, we've had a lot of big wins in our district. We're currently undefeated in our district,
Great.
and that's pretty exciting. We hope to take home the district champion, go pretty far in regions, which is exciting.
Ryan, you got that big win in football. What was that like?
It was definitely a good experience. We broke a 20-game losing streak, so it'd been a while since we got a win. At first, it was a little bit different, staying on the field like, we won, what am I supposed to do now? But then finally got used to it, and our student section rushed the field, so we had a really good time with them after we won.
You not only won that game, you guys won huge. It was 63 to
20.
Yeah, it was a great win. So congratulations
Thank
for
you.
that, breaking that 20-game skid there. Laura, what will you pursue in high school, and why will you pursue that?
After high school?
Yes.
After high school, I want to go to college. I want to do that. And I think that I want to stay active too. I'd like to do some, if not college, in college sports, maybe some club sports just to have fun, and maybe do something with college sports.
Yeah.
Ryan, are college plans in your future down the road?
Yes, I hopefully should play college football, and I also want to pursue physical therapy, so that'll be a main focus for me once I get
That's
to
a great
college.
field, physical therapy. Well, if you pass that down to Ryan for me, Laura, there's your Scholastic Ball Report plaque from Ryan Tyson at Crown Trophy. Presents those to all the Scholar Athletes, and because you're a Scholar Athlete, you receive one of those. So thank you for coming on the show, and good luck the rest of the season there at Woodford County. Multiple sports stars there at Woodford County High School, also 4.0 and 3.8 in the classroom there. Let's go to the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Let's take a look at the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. Raceland on the road at Somerset and leading the Briar Jumpers 13-11. Somerset goes for the home run, but Dalton Akins gets the interception. And the Raceland Ram is going to rumble the other way for the touchdown to make it 19-11. Raceland with the huge victory, 19-17. Dalton Akins, congratulations. That's the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Welcome back in. Gary Ball, Katie Spurlock, my intern out of Lafayette. And Rob, we have a very special guest with us today.
Sure, Gary. I'd like to introduce Dr. Austin Stone. He's our newest sports medicine orthopedic surgeon at UK Sports Medicine. Dr. Stone, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you came from and what you specialize in.
Sure. So I'm a orthopedic surgeon at University of Kentucky Sports Medicine. I specialize in shoulder and knee injuries and specifically cartilage and meniscus injuries as well. I grew up actually not too far away from here in Cincinnati. I'd spent a long time down in North Carolina and most recently moved from Chicago. So new to the Lexington area, but not too far away.
With all that rain, we know you're glad to get out of the North Carolina area.
That's right.
Don't let Dr. Stone fool you. He's a very intelligent man. He also has his PhD. He's a very scientific doctor as well. So a lot of the newest trends Dr. Stone can help you with.
And what are some specific injuries you deal with athletes, and I guess just any injuries you have?
Sure. So a lot of the injuries that we see coming through our office are related to athletic trauma injuries. These include shoulder dislocations, patellar or kneecap dislocations, ligament injuries. It's the ACL, PCL, MCL, those types of injuries. A lot of high energies, meniscus tears, and cartilage defects. And some of these can be a little bit slow in progression, but I think the majority of the services that we offer tend to focus on those acute traumas.
Mm-hmm. So we talk about knee injuries and how damaging they are. Talk a little bit about the long-term consequences of these athletes that are sustaining knee injuries and getting them fixed, and the long-term consequences of they having those sorts of things, of not going to the correct type of surgeon and getting the correct type of care.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of injuries out there that affect cartilage, and cartilage does not heal. Ligaments themselves don't always heal either. That's why we do these reconstructive procedures. So it's really important to get to a surgeon that understands the importance of knee stability, the importance and dynamics of cartilage injury to help prevent complications down the road. A lot of athletes are at increased risk for arthritis after some of these injuries, so we do our best to prevent that.
Well, it was great to meet you, Dr. Stone.
Thank you.
And you're doing great work there at UK. What a great addition there to the staff at UK Sports Medicine.
It's a great addition.
A top 50 hospital in the nation.
#1 sports medicine clinic in the state.
Unbelievable. They are just simply the best. And there's their website and their phone number. Give them a call. They'll take care of you, get you back in the game. Now we're going to these final highlights, and these highlights brought to you by Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
After stumbling out to an 0-2 start, Tates Creek bouncing back with 2 straight wins heading into tonight's matchup with Danville.
That's right. Last season, Danville went undefeated, winning a state title. But on September 29th of last year, the Admirals escaped a Tates Creek upset bid, 27-24. Now, if you ask the Commodores what happened in that game, they'll tell you they were robbed due to a fictitious penalty. So the same two teams tonight at Roy Walton Stadium. Tates Creek trailing in the second quarter. Luke Doobie gets flushed out of the pocket, decides to tuck it and run. Good decision as he pads his fantasy stats and dives into the end zone 16-12 doors. Third quarter, Doobie finds McCaleb Coffey, and this Coffey is hot. It's 23-15. Danville not going away. Isaiah Miller gets the handoff. He goes almost untouched for the Ads touchdown. That made it a 3-point game, but Tates Creek holds on to win tonight, 32-25. Polar Bears of Bracken County enjoyed the cool weather on the road at Paris. Halftime score was 9-0 Hounds. Third quarter, Paris' Jamon Clark gets clobbered. Someone blocked that guy. That's Kyston Morales on the tackle for the loss. Still in the third, Levante Sanford gets the call around the right side. He's going to pick up about 15 yards. Let's put it like this. No scoring took place when we were there because Paris pitches the shutout, 9-0.
Back to wrap it up, we want to thank, of course, Louisville Male, the #1 team in the state, for being here. Also, Woodford County, great scholar athletes over there. And guys, what's going on at your particular schools there?
I know that our soccer teams, both boys and girls, are almost undefeated. They're really good.
Yeah, they're doing amazing.
Dr. Stone, a great addition there.
It's a great addition for our staff, and brings a lot to the program.
And PhD and all that. He's a young guy.
He's a young guy, and he's really good.
He's really good, and congratulations. I mean, we've talked about it for that top ranking in the state of Kentucky.
That's an amazing accomplishment.
As always, on the Scholastic Ball Report, for those you see and those you don't see,
keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Mingy Beef Jerky, Panel Swim Shop, P-Rats, PrepSpin.com, Rafferty's, Raising Cane's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.